starting it now. I'm sorry, Jasper. You were just good.
A bit too early.
But
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But before we start, I just want to say just one thing, given the state of the nation. Shout out Mexicans.
We are back.
Oh
That's what you want to say, Brandon.
No, I said shout out Mexicans. Don't step on my toes.
You wanted to say mustard.
No.
It's the episode.
Yeah. Oh my God. Welcome, boys and girls, to another week, another concert in review.
We
Gentlemen,
just can't stop.
How are we? How have we been doing?
Personally, I'm doing great.
Yeah, I mean, state
That's
of the world. Yeah.
State of the world's going to shit. But...
Yeah, it's like, it's really wild to be seeing what we would see. Low key, like today I was thinking, like, what would we be doing, like, if we were doing the podcast during, like, lockdown? Like while they were locking down the country. It feels like that.
Were we doing it in 2020? No, we weren't. Yeah.
No, we didn't start doing it until very early 2022.
Yeah.
But you got a big week. A lot of stuff happening. We're going to talk about the Kendrick SZA concert. One to behold, I would say.
Stop going to concerts.
Literally addicted to it. Have to take a week off.
And then we're going to see Tyler. Something's wrong with this.
It's like, I need a week away from big crowds, and then...
Here we are.
Here we are.
Should we get into the news?
Yeah, let's just jump right into the news.
We have a couple of releases coming out for albums. Lil Tecca is back. He's dropping Dopamine. I'm sure everyone under 23 is really going to enjoy this.
Yeah, no.
I think that's where I'm going to put my line, 23.
I think 23 is the correct place to put that line. Like,
but I'll at least check it out once. He has a couple of good hits, and I'm sure are any of us going to
Summer Smash?
Summer Smash?
No. Is that this weekend?
No.
It's like coming up very soon.
It's always in July. It's like the third week of July, I thought.
It's in June.
Yeah,
last year was Father's Day.
Oh, wow.
I think it is this weekend.
Yeah.
The time is flying.
Clearly, no, I'm not going. I've gone to too many other big concerts.
Yeah, June 20th.
Yeah, no, that's
next weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's not on Father's Day. I felt like that was a miss. But no, I'm not going. Sunday does look like a very good lineup.
That would have been the only day.
Yeah, but
just
Young Thug, Quavo, Nav, G Herbo, Saba.
Yeah,
Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah, Saba. Young Thug. That was kind of what I wanted to go for.
That's gonna be a weird crowd.
Chance the Rapper.
Well, yeah.
Guys, Miles is gonna be there.
Oh yay, fun! Can't wait.
I'm so happy. I barely know who that is. I know that.
I hope he performs MLK.
I'm glad I don't know what that is actually. That's rare for me.
We need to seize control of Lyrical Lemonade. We need to shut that down until we know what's going on.
Seize control is crazy. Once again, they're out in the suburbs. A terrible venue, but anyway.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm so happy Riot Fest isn't there this year.
Yeah, no more 1,000 steps and stairs.
Stadium. I mean, the stadium was nice. It is nice that it was a festival that has a seat for everyone at all times. Like
that is also true.
And
you could chill out if you needed to.
Yeah, but there was a lot of steps. Anyway, so yeah, Lil Tecca.
Lil Tecca will be dropping. Yes. Everyone's favorite artist, Logic, is partnering with everyone's favorite artist, Juicy J, and they'll be dropping live and in color.
That's insane. I can't believe they're allowed to do this.
I think this is now retirement number 5. So
for Logic,
Mamba number 5. Yeah. So,
yeah, it's
It could be worse. It could be G-Eazy.
It could be G-Eazy.
It could be G-Eazy.
Yeah, at least, I would definitely put Logic above G-Eazy.
Easy.
Yeah, that's an easy one for me. Yeah, no,
that is a G-Eazy one.
God. It was too obvious. Jesus, I hate you.
We have to outlaw the soundboard. I hate the soundboard. I'm gonna Venmo you both for $10. Like,
There it is.
Like,
So we're just gonna start piling up. Put on the tab.
yeah, we're gonna have annoying fucking.
We're gonna have to get like a
Like,
cash register cha-ching every time we do it.
No, you
Jesus.
don't get to use the sound thing. I have an audio thing. Don't do that to me. Like, God, I do love this. Whoever put this in the news, I think it's Jasper. Continue.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, and I noticed that too. I saw it as well. Another person, maybe not 23. We'll draw the line like at 25. But Kodak Black is also dropping an album, Zap Stars.
Yeah,
So that should be interesting.
Dude, that's gonna be huge for 26-year-old T-Mobile managers. Like,
why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Man, we know one. That's crazy, man. that's crazy.
I'm sorry.
Flag on the play, Jesus.
I'm sorry. It's just like when you're playing like Call of Duty or Halo, and it's like you see the shot and you just have to take it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, take it. You're not wrong. But yeah, that's all the albums. It's a relatively quiet week.
Yeah,
we have
last week was a busy one.
Yes, for sure. And unfortunately, I think we're gonna talk about Lil Wayne at some point, but it wasn't.
Yeah, we'll talk about Lil Wayne. Yeah, we should take a second to talk about the Carter Six.
Must we?
I feel like it's I feel like it's worth. I'm normally against being negative on the show, but I feel like it's a huge moment. Like,
we'll make it constructive in a sense.
Okay, go through the singles.
Yes. Pierre Bourne is dropping Pop, one of the first rollouts to his album. Been a while since he's been gone. Drake and Smiley is dropping Tamaza. I feel like that might get delayed, low key, because Kai and Drake are supposed to do a stream tomorrow, and it got pushed out.
I find it funny that he's doing a stream with Kai the same night Kendrick's in his hometown.
Yeah,
that's why it got pushed out.
Yeah.
So maybe there'll be some drama. Who knows?
Who knows? I hope shit pop. I hope we have a good distraction.
You're right. That'll be something. Actually, speaking of Kai, I didn't put this in the news. Did anybody watch the BET Awards? Just curious.
I saw Doechie's speech, but that was it. Like,
I caught clips.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean that's kind of music related. Ton of stars is out there. Kendrick won like 4 things or something. I don't know. It's just normal for him. But yeah, Kai was there, and he didn't recognize Wale, and it was a big deal. It became like
Kai-Cenat. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Wale like I think he embarrassed himself, but
yeah,
Wale did.
Yeah, you know when Kai's walking around, he's always on stream, and he's meeting hella celebrities, and because of who he is, there were a lot of smaller, like just influencers trying to talk to him, and so naturally he'll be nice, but he'll just kind of like walk off. And Wale like walked up to him playing the Switch and like dapped him up, and all he could do was focus on the Switch. And then he got in the car and he was like, "Oh, the streamer's talking about some dude like Wally or something." And someone in the car was like, "That was Wale. Like that's an artist," and he just had no idea who he was.
Wow.
I didn't know that part. I saw the part where he like met him and dapped him up and everything, and it seemed fine. He was like, "What's up, bro? What you playing?" And then Wale, it looked like he just walked away. I didn't realize the part where he didn't clock it on the stream. But honestly, how old is Kai-Cenat? I feel like that's like
exactly.
Yeah.
Because like
too young for that.
I only know who Wale is because of Kanye, like early Kanye stuff, and that's even a little before my time, technically speaking. Like, It's just not. It's a different generation. That's all it is.
Exactly. So I feel like he kind of embarrassed himself. He might make it up tonight.
He's only 23, so yeah, I kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I kind of get it. Like I don't think it. Like I think it is funny.
It's actually
like
hilarious.
it is
It's
funny.
yeah.
Like
this is true.
But yeah, no, I don't like keeping it real. Like I don't expect a 23-year-old to know who Wale is. Like I think I'm like so bad at faces. I feel like most people could walk past me and I just like don't see it. Like I just don't recognize them. So
and Kai does content with the same artist constantly, so I kind of am not shocked.
Yeah. You know, and like Wale's just like not out like that. I
Popular
wish he was.
Yeah,
I wish he was. Like I think he's
but when you have a guy that's like Kai, he's streaming 18 out of the 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, when there's stuff going on, he's on stream.
Exactly. So he's not paying attention to anything.
Yeah. No, it's 100%.
But
Anyway.
Wale is dropping a song with 4Bats, who is extremely young.
Yeah. This is going to
so
be
they'll be
insane.
dropping when I get home. Yeah, so this should be interesting. Maybe he'll make up for the comment that he made against Kai and have some recovery. So
what did he say against Kai? Wait, no, we didn't get to that part.
It was nothing like too bad, but he was just essentially saying like, oh, he kind of felt bad that like Kai kind of snubbed him and he felt like it was disrespectful, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And essentially everybody immediately was like, what did you expect? Like, it's a 23-year-old that's on Twitch. Probably doesn't listen to you, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you were on Dat Piff, this is my take. If you were on Dat Piff at any point as an artist, nobody under 24 knows who you are.
It's possible.
Easily.
I'll let you have some kind of connection through.
Yeah. Or like if you've got an older cousin who like knows what's up, maybe. But otherwise, good luck.
Yeah, unless you're Kendrick or J. Cole. But yeah, I see what you mean. Like no one knows who like Big Crit is either. Right?
But like people who like had their like artistic peak in the blog era, that's like it's a whole thing.
Exactly. But some other stuff going on. Roddy Ricch dropped Underdog, or is dropping Underdog. Chris Brown is dropping Holy Blindfold. I believe that's a rollout to his album coming out.
Jesus Christ. What are we allowing the world to become?
I mean, Chris Brown's going to be praying. Be prepared. Chris Brown's playing Wrigley Field.
Where? When? Oh my God.
When?
What a change of audience.
I think it's going to be when they had September, I think.
Oh boy.
Well, fuck.
Everybody's got that one single aunt who's going to be there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Come
August 28th.
Come get your auntie in her Hyundai Tucson. Let's go. Come on, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's
not too much of the generation.
August 28th.
That's the day after System of the Down, I think.
That's hilarious.
That's gonna be a heavy shift.
That is it's Breezy Bowl. Breezy Bowl 20.
Breezy Bowl is the name.
Yeah.
We gotta go protest this. Like, can we start organizing?
We're not gonna have to protest this.
They're just gonna have some weird horny women around you.
I mean, yeah, but that's normal.
A lot of freaky
Usher,
40-year-old
Chris Brown, all of them will be horny.
Real ones.
Proud for that.
Jesus.
You might have the meet and greet line all the way out to your place.
That's hilarious.
Never take your girl to a Chris Brown concert.
I'm just saying,
I'm knowing Rachel would assault me if I tried to take her to a Chris Brown concert. Like,
knowing Chris Brown, it's the wrong kind of meet and greet.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
Then.
I didn't boo.
I want to boo, but you are correct. So I'm
just refrain just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna refrain out of personal principle. Like,
I was literally gonna say Isaac and everyone in that generation is now gonna listen to the episode and be like, no. And I can't
we're gonna get hate flood. We're gonna get brigaded by Gen Xers. Like,
God, that's fucking funny.
It is what it is. We all have our
what it is.
Yeah. All right.
I will say I can't wait to be 30-something and having to brag about like our artists or something.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be great. Oh my God, when Viviana's older, I'm gonna be like, "What do you know about The Weeknd?" Like,
it's like,
what do you know about Kendrick and SZA?
But yeah, some other stuff coming out. Kevin Abstract and Dominic Fike are dropping Geezer. I believe this is the first rollout single.
Yeah, he has a new like collective, I guess. Yeah. It looks like real chaotic and weird, but that's Kevin Abstract, so I'm here.
There we go.
Checks out.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, we have Lotto and Nims dropping art. So some more content for your hot girl summer. Yeah, that's all the music coming out. In terms of news, we did bring it up earlier, so let's just jump into it. How far did you make it into the Carter 6?
Me? Like
10 songs.
2-3 tracks.
Damn.
Yeah, I
think I made it.
I just knew it wasn't that good. And the second that third or fourth beat drops and like you can hear the quality dip real bad, I was like, nope. No. I was like, I know this. I know what my time is worth.
All downhill from here.
Like,
I stopped at Peanuts
Yeah.
to an Elephant because everybody kept talking about the Banjo Kazooie beat.
Yeah, it fits perfectly. It's embarrassing.
That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
it's rough.
Shout out to Lin-Manuel Miranda for ruining hip hop.
I don't. Yeah, Lin-Manuel Miranda and his consequences. Like,
Yeah, actions have consequences. White girls like Alexander Hamilton for the wrong reasons. I don't know what to tell you.
God. But yeah, at Purvis, Jeff, as the people who
Yeah.
got the farthest into it,
Yes.
what do you think about it? And like, what do you think about where Lil Wayne is sitting as an artist? And do you think he still deserved the Super Bowl? Like,
Jeff, do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go?
We knew he didn't deserve the Super Bowl. This,
this album coming out the night we saw.
I understand. Like he was trying to give something different. That's what I can say about it. He was trying to give something different, and it wasn't something people wanted from him. I mean, people bitch and complain that he doesn't do anything different, and this is why people bitch and complain all the time, because he gives us something different, but it's not good.
Yeah,
it's not good.
Yeah.
And one thing, like I know he has a song with his son, so I think he had a lot of influence from his son on this album.
Yikes!
Honestly, those opinions people have of it, peanuts to an elephant.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's what I'm gonna start saying that when people give me a hard time about something. Peanuts to an elephant, bro.
That's good. I like that. But yeah, no, this seems like a huge like, yeah, it's over, like kind of moment.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, it was. I feel like it was already kind of over, for being honest.
That's fair, but I feel like people want to believe, and I also feel like Lil Wayne doesn't do us any favors by, maybe once or twice a year delivering like a good feature. Like he's on Sticky. That's great. Like
it is. Yes, it is great. But his part was small.
But he does like small parts, and they still pop off. And it's just like I think like now it's like, oh well, half the Carters are not good.
So that's actually what I was going to say. There's two major takes that I've seen that I think are consistent that I do agree with, and the first one is that the Carter series was at one point one of the most legendary series of albums in hip hop, and it was held to that standard for a long period of time. And I think there were some slight dips in the quality over time. But like this is a full nosedive into a cesspool. And I think if he wanted to do something like this, which he has done before, if we're being honest, it just shouldn't have been a part of the Carter series. And I think the takeaways on the album would have been much better in general. The second take is that he just needs to be more selective with his beat selection. He can kill a beat better than still probably
he needs
80% of the
he needs one of those albums with one producer. That's what Lil Wayne.
Yeah, exactly.
Give him an 8-track album with not The Alchemist. That doesn't work. Like I don't feel like Lil Wayne would work with The Alchemist.
I mean, literally anybody.
I mean, The Alchemist was even asked if he sent beats to Lil Wayne, and he said no.
Yeah,
dude,
that's not surprising. It shows.
I have a take. Lil Wayne on an album with all the beats by Benny X.
I mean, even I'll take anything, any producer.
Yeah. I mean, my thing with Benny X is that I feel like Lil Wayne would immediately go into rock mode, and then it's like, no.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like I'm thinking Mustard. I'm thinking Metro. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Any top 5 producer?
Mike
Dean. No ID. Fucking, I don't know.
Literally anyone.
Just
like
literally anybody. It doesn't even matter.
A talented producer, do an album with them, and I feel like that is because as of right now, it just seems like I watched Justin Hunt's review of it, and it was like he kind of called it a joke. Like he's like like Lil Wayne, one of the greatest rappers of all time, is kind of going out as a joke,
which is crazy.
And it's like I don't think. Because, I don't think the Carter 4 is, like, an awful album. I don't even think it's a bad album. I just don't think it's nearly as good as the Carter 1 through 3.
Yeah.
and they seem to have all
Pre-jail Lil Wayne is better than post-jail Lil Wayne.
Ain't how it goes, right?
I mean,
But yeah,
you're
so
not
the
wrong,
Carter
right?
6 happened. We couldn't ignore it. Like,
yes, we tried, or
Yeah.
Jeff and I at least tried.
I'm pretty sure the phenomenon that Jeff just brought up is called Gucci Mane's constant.
yeah. That's
I
funny.
still
but Gucci
remember
Mane's a
our,
clone.
There it is.
Exactly. Pre-jail is better.
There it is.
Dude, I'm thinking of
Our-
Kevin
our
Gates now,
running
and it's
joke.
like, fuck. Bobby Schmurder? Oh my God. Like, it is.
Jesus. They're all clones.
Okay, should we get past this pile of whatever it is?
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, obviously, we're not going to review the album. We're not going to dogpile on
No.
it, but it is just like, it's an undeniable moment when, like, one of the most legendary rappers of all time, and, like, someone who still will always be respected for having such a run.
Yeah,
Right.
he joins the wall of my goat is washed figures.
And it's getting long.
Yeah.
It's getting long, dude.
Yeah,
it's
getting long.
like it's up there.
Jesus.
It's getting long, dude. I saw a meme, and it was like Abe Simpson.
It's getting sticky, is what it's getting.
Yeah, literally.
Inshallah.
When I was a kid, Kanye and Lil Wayne made good music.
Yeah.
We haven't dropped an inshallah in a long
Dude,
time.
I have an inshallah in all of your inboxes.
That's an accidental Bronson lyric right there.
By the way, didn't see the concert. I'm pissed.
Oh,
but
I'm
anyway,
so sorry. Dude, he tours a lot. Like, he's here all the fucking time.
I will be at the next one.
Yeah, no, we'll all go to the next one. But yeah, so we had some tour announcements. Do we want to move on to that?
Yes, I was about to say. Speaking of tours,
Yeah.
couple of announcements.
3
Clips.
wildly different acts.
Yeah, Jesus. Clips will be here. I didn't look up the venue, but they'll be in Chicago at some point. Leon Thomas is coming in December, and I will be going to that. There's no question.
That's an R&B
then
singer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Turnstile is going to be at the
North
Pavilion,
Island.
right? Or no, the right. So that should be exciting.
Yeah, that's
I
going to
think-
be. I owe Isaac a ticket to that. So
Then I'll probably end up going. Yeah.
yeah, no, I'll. Yeah, no. Obviously, I want to know when the Clips concert is, but yeah, Turnstile is the concert for September. You will have to keep me from going to that. I don't know, but yeah. So-
Yeah, Clips is at the Salt Shed on September 8th.
Oh, it's
Okay.
yeah. So I might also go to Clips. That might sound fun.
I'll see if I'm going to Clips. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
When people ask you why you're going to take work off for Turnstile, just tell them it's a holiday.
Yeah. I literally, dude, because their album dropped last week. Album of the year. I'm saying it now. Like, yeah. So far, it's like I'm enjoying it quite a bit, and I think the rollout has been fantastic, and I'm very, very happy they chose an outdoor venue. I think Northern Island is perfect. And my plan is to mosh the entire time, even if it kills me.
But I will be there for my second round.
Yeah, dude. I'm so proud of you. Like,
look at the growth. Some other stuff going on. Spotify has officially removed their monthly streamers or streaming numbers, I should say.
Yeah. Hot take. I think this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because the
Why?
monthly streaming, it was just like a very inflated kind of thing. Like, to count as a monthly streamer or a monthly listener, you only had to listen like 30 seconds of one song, and it didn't it didn't matter. So it just seems like very inflated, very easy to manipulate.
Yeah.
So I think it's nice that this very wildly, like, this inherently, I don't want to say subjective metric, but this really loose metric is no longer like a defining thing.
I think that's fair.
Like, I don't think it's like the most harmful thing in the world, but I think it's overall a good thing that it's gone.
It is kind of weird that they decided to keep it while getting rid of the actual ranking. Because, like, what's the point of having it there now? But they got rid of it anyway, so I guess.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Speaking of hitting streaming, Donda 2 officially hit, and
Yeah.
I'll
It's
be
been out
honest,
for a couple weeks, right?
I don't know if it's been a couple of
Is
weeks.
it
I do
still
remember
out?
it came up.
I
saw
thought it
I
was.
saw it on Spotify.
Yeah,
Served it as like a
Yeah, that's
recommended
how I
album
found
for me
out.
this week.
I listened to it today just because I was like, all right, let's see what the final version of Donda 2 is like, considering it's been 3 years.
There's already 4 songs removed.
What?
I just pulled up the album. There's already 4 songs that have been removed.
Isn't
right,
it
hold up.
also like under Donda?
It's Donda 2.
It's Donda 2.
Yeah,
It's
the
like
name is under
the
The
Donda.
artist,
Yeah.
Purvis,
Yeah.
Purvis,
Oh, yeah.
no, it's not. It's Donda, Kanye, and Ye are
Yeah.
all listed, but Purvis,
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any removed songs.
At least on my PC, it's going from 6 to 10, and then it skipped track 18. For me,
44 minutes, and it's all showing here for me is available, but I
I'm
don't
showing
know.
58 minutes and it's 21 songs on Apple.
Okay, so nobody fucking knows. The album is dog shit anyway, so who
Yeah.
actually cares?
Yeah, I saw it
crash
pop
out,
up.
crash out.
I saw it, dude. The crash.
I will
out,
crash out over this. I like Donda 1 a lot, and this is so disappointing.
Dude,
It is.
I have a take about Donda 1. I texted Purvis about this like a week ago because like I just re-listened to some songs from Donda 1.
Does not hold up.
Does not hold up. That is so
Sucks.
flat.
It's crazy.
Like I listened to it like on my playlist, like just a bunch of songs that were like nestled in between like Jid songs like West Side Gun and Joey Badass and just like these not super high in production, but like these. It's just so flat. Like, and I remember liking Donda when it came out. Like, I definitely think like there are some of those songs are definitely good songs.
Yeah, it's
like,
bloated. It's bloated
yeah,
for sure.
Like I'm not even so much saying that like it's like an irredeemably bad album. It's just the sound is just so bad. Like it just sounds like it's coming through like those paper cup telephones. Like
That's interesting.
I'll have to re-listen. I don't know.
Dude,
I was gonna say
like,
I did not experience
dude, like
that.
listen, like put the song, like take a couple of Donda songs and put them between just like average everyday tracks from like other artists, and like the sonic difference is like noticeable and kind of jarring.
Okay.
Well, that's something that I've had gripes about Kanye's drift in sound quality since Life of Pablo, because it seems like specifically his vocals never sat right with me. There was always, they just got drier and drier, where his vocals have no reverb and they're basically sitting over a track as opposed to like being part of the track. And it always drove me nuts from Life of Pablo onward. Like especially Ye and Jesus is King really suffered from that.
Yeah, I agree.
And-
I think Kids See Ghosts wasn't so bad.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't as bad for sure. But it's just one of those things like that. It's an aesthetic choice that I think has aged poorly and doesn't sit well. And I think that Donda suffers from it a bit. I want to go back and listen again, but there's a lot of songs on there that I really do like a lot, even still. Like I know for sure. And it's even stuff that like thematically I don't necessarily agree with, that I just think are like pretty songs, you know?
Yeah.
Can I ask a very quick question? Can any of you pull up Kanye West's page on Spotify?
Let's try.
And I just tried, and I'm pulling up.
I think I
everybody
have
else.
his music blocked. Like literally, like after that. No, I just
What
looked
the
it up. Yeah, it's him with the
Okay,
goat.
it is working.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's just my computer. Everyone else was coming up but him, so I was like, did something happen?
I wonder if the Spotify web app is having trouble, because I'm having trouble.
I was
It was
having massive trouble with it this morning.
Yeah,
I was only.
I'm not able to search.
Yeah.
There were several cloud apps that were down today, apparently.
It's starting.
We're here.
Starting.
Moving on, it's not really news, but it is something that came up recently.
I like the idea of having like a big open question after the news. I think this is an excellent inclusion.
We'll make this a trend. But I did see this kind of trending on my timeline, but essentially somebody was discussing who was the last hip hop superstar. Essentially, the main question was Travis Scott the last hip hop superstar?
Yes.
And if not, who is it since then?
Yeah. No, I think it's Travis Scott. Like I think Kendrick was a hip hop superstar first, and he still is bigger.
Yeah.
But I think Travis absolutely counts as a superstar, and he's more recent. So yeah, I don't think there's been anyone that qualifies after Travis.
That was my thought as well.
Like I think the only person. I mean, it depends. Like I think if Jid blows up. Oh, You know who's almost certainly going to be the next one is Doechii.
It could happen.
Yeah, that is like easily like it's between her and Playboy Cardi, which is a weird dichotomy.
I need like 2 more albums.
Yeah, I think that's
From Doechii, not Playboy. From
no,
Doechii.
I get what you mean. She needs to put out an album, like for sure.
Yeah.
Like, the mixtape was hella impressive, but yeah. I'm just seeing like going that way. That's the thing is like I wonder if Playboy Cardi is kind of peaked.
I mean that would be fair to say.
Yeah.
Here's something I'm curious about.
And then if he peaked, I don't know if he counts.
I don't think Playboy Cardi can gain an audience past 25.
I think that's fair. Like I think that's a whole good point. Like
yeah, I think one thing that I'm really curious about when it comes to this kind of like label, right, is what does it take artistically to get to that point from like a songwriting and from like a production perspective, right? Because I feel like Doechii, Alligator Bites Never Heal is excellent. I think that the one struggle she might have going forward is like writing songs that are like the stadium busters, like those big like general hits. Because you look at Kendrick, you look at Travis, Kanye, like Graduation was designed as a stadium first album, and that's like what put him on the map and blew him out into the mainstream of like pop rap, as opposed to just like people who liked the early stuff. Yeah. Right. So it's like, how does Doechii capitalize and move into that sound? Like, what does that sound like? I feel like she might have trouble with that, but I don't know.
I actually don't. But I think she's just going to go a different route. I'm going to let Jeff go.
My biggest thing is like, how are you defining superstar? Are you just talking music wise or industry wise?
I'm talking music wise. I like
just music wise because like
to me, I think someone who could sell out Soldier Field. Like I feel like if you could sell out Soldier Field,
well, because I put all that into like if you're going to be someone that sells out Soldier Field, that's going to be because you're the whole industry like a superstar that way.
I think they go hand in hand.
I don't.
So because like if you're talking superstar, then if it's just music related, then
because like to me, because like you have someone like Kendrick Lamar who like he has had shoes, but like. 95% of I would say the mental space he takes up in people's brains is music.
But his is more music. But he's out in the public. He's doing a lot of PR.
Because
she's done movies, TV. He's done a lot of that also.
Not as much as everyone. Not as much as most rappers though. Less than the.
Not as much as most, but more than anyone. But as I'm saying, like more than anyone after Travis Scott.
Sure. Yeah. I think the main thing comes down to like crossover appeal with like a general audience, right? Like there's like a hip hop fan base, and it's like, can you cross over to the point where like my sister listens to Not Like Us? She's not a hip hop fan.
Yeah.
Right? Like
Kendrick's one of those artists.
And I feel like Travis Scott has done that in his way.
Yeah, you're right.
I feel like
I think Doechii is going to be able to do that. She's going to do it differently though, because she makes pop music as well. Right. Mm-hmm. So her thing, and like those artists, your Beyoncé's, your Taylor Swift's, your Olivia Rodrigo's, they are like the definition of a superstar. Right. Yeah. I mean, like there are obviously other genres and stuff.
No, I agree. But like my point is like, you got to think about who can attract. Like, I think Doechii is definitely an artist that can do that.
Yeah, because she is someone who
I'm thinking of artists like out there now who can do that.
Yeah, you're right. And I agree with you. I just like to focus in on the music. And I do think.
Because when I hear superstar, I'm thinking it has to be industry wide, not just music wide.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, though, they're musicians. Like,
yeah, they're musicians, but they're marketable, as I should say, like industry wise.
Sure.
You can throw them on a random cologne commercial and not have to say a word.
I gotta say, another thing, just to Brandon, to your point about Doechii arriving at the point of superstardom as like through the vehicle of like being also pop focused.
Yeah.
Does that qualify her then for this as like the last hip hop or like the latest hip hop superstar, right? I mean, because
I think that's going to depend on what her music sounds like going forward, for sure.
Yeah.
Right. I think my thing is that I think her stuff is probably just like the way she talks about it. I feel like Alligator Bites Never Heal is going to be like a dominant sound, and she's still going to make pop songs like alongside that. You know, not too dissimilar from. Like,
I think her rap is gonna sound more poppy.
yeah, I mean,
I don't think she'll ever. I don't
I
think.
mean, she already has big pop tracks though. Like she has like
Oh, I know.
What It Is song that was huge and everywhere.
Yeah, but she's still rapping over it.
Not that song. That song.
Yeah.
No, that she doesn't rap in that song. Like
Some
at
of the other
all.
ones.
Maybe I'm thinking a different song.
I think you're thinking of Anxiety, where she raps the verse.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's different.
Which
yeah.
I would still say is like more poppy. That's like a half and half for sure, right? I don't think that that's outside the realm of possibility. I just think it's by tapping into that. Yeah, Purvis.
I was gonna say I do want to ask a follow-up question to all those points then.
Yeah.
And we don't have to go on too much longer. Is Post Malone considered a hip hop superstar?
No.
No, he's not longer hip hop by his own admission.
Okay.
Yeah. He even
When he
said
blew up, he was pop and hip hop, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
But he's even said that after like he wants to finish his career as a country artist, and he's as a country artist, and this is where he's gonna stay with his sound because he's finding more success in country than he was in hip hop or pop.
Yeah. Finding more success.
Still Whitey.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
It's just, you know, it's.
But
I know.
Yeah.
But like one artist that I can think of who might have that potential outside of Doechii is Big X the Plug.
Maybe. I don't.
I think he has that chance. I think he has that chance, but will he be able to exceed on it?
Yeah, I think he has a chance. I think Jid also has a chance.
Yeah, because like you see Big X the Plug doing a lot of big features, getting around with a lot of big artists, and getting his name out there a lot.
Yeah,
but
no, I think this is interesting, and this is why I think this is a good content thing. Like why these questions work so well, because like we just talked for all this time, and are we just like all in agreement that it's Travis Scott? Like.
Yes,
I think so.
As the last one, yeah. Because
I'm not even like the biggest fan, but I feel like he definitely qualifies. Like he definitely is hip hop, and I would call him a superstar, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the context of like, I'd say like pop, like artists who completely intersect what is music, aesthetic, and like artistic culture, and then also stylistic like trends. The torch was passed to Travis from Kanye.
I mean, I feel like I just think Kendrick is in there as well. Like,
right, but Kendrick doesn't permeate stylistic trends the way like the amount of brain space that exists in fashion around like Travis and Kanye is just different. That's what I'm saying.
I think he might be a little bit in a bubble on that. Like I think it might be just like that's like where your eyes are, so you see it.
I mean, but like a McDonald's collab that takes the internet by storm is like that's a cultural moment that has nothing to do with music. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's separated from the music and it's a cultural touchstone for like his career.
Well, with Kendrick, he brought back bell bottoms for men with this last album.
Yeah. So like
like what he's been wearing throughout this GNX rollout has been.
Like, I am someone who thinks like it is like the music that is like ultimately like what is more important, and it's like I feel like that is just like where like it becomes undeniable that like Kendrick is like the guy made a West Coast album and he sold out Soldier Field with it. Like that is nuts to me.
Yeah, but he also did the same with Mr. Morale.
No, he did United Center.
He did United Center for Mr. Morale. Yeah,
and Lala. I mean,
and look at what he did at Lala.
Yeah. Lava's huge. I'm not denying that, but like you know, obviously he's building and building and building, and I think he's just gotten to a point. You know, I think there is something to be said that there's a creative lineage between Kanye and Travis, but I don't think that encompasses the entirety of hip hop.
No, but I'm saying in the sense of like the leaders.
Like if we're going to talk about a torch being passed, I think that has to encompass the entirety of hip hop.
That's fair. I guess I'm trying to like line up the careers of like who peaked when or peaked in terms of like popularity for like what would constitute torch pass, because it would go then by that logic it would go probably Kanye, Kendrick, Drake, Travis.
Yeah, but Kanye.
I
don't know.
I would say Pharrell. You got to put Pharrell on that list
That was
also.
earlier.
I feel like
Yeah.
Look,
But I'd say it's
this
Pharrell,
is
Kanye.
rapper. I think this is rapper privilege, but like I don't know if producers count. Like,
Yeah.
I think like don't get me wrong, I love Pharrell. I think if we're talking about greatest producers of all time in hip hop, he is a top 2-3 pick, right? And like, look, the Neptunes had a legendary run in the early 2000s. Actually, no, I guess if I'm thinking about the Neptunes too. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm talking myself out of it.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Travis was the last one for sure.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I definitely agree. Like that Travis was the last one. See, we pulled so much conversation out of a question we all agreed with. Like,
Well, because there's so many questions to it.
yeah.
A lot of follow up.
Yeah.
A lot of what if.
All right. Now, yeah, a lot of what if. What if is great for podcasts. All right, guys. So we went to the Grand National Tour. Kendrick Lamar, SZA, Mustard, Soldier Field. How are we all feeling about this? We actually have. I've talked to Jeff about it a fair amount, but this
been kind of quiet.
Yeah, I think we've been holding our thoughts and feelings on it until the podcast, and here we are. So, Grand National Tour, probably the biggest concert in hip hop of the year. What are we thinking? This was incredible, right? Like, I feel like it's obvious though. I feel like it's almost like, like
try to pull out a conversation out of the greatest concert ever.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah. I mean, the concept they did was perfect.
Yeah,
it was kind of a carbon copy of what Jay-Z and Kanye West did on the Watch the Thrones tour, where one artist starts, then they transition, perform together, then the artist goes, costume change, and continue with that trend the whole show. And when you have two big names like Kendrick and SZA, that is the best way to do it instead of having one open and the other close.
It is massive.
I agree.
I am shocked they didn't have 2 days. Or did they?
No, they only had one. I am shocked that they didn't do 2 shows in Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also think that's because Kendrick was here 2 years ago at Soldier. SZA was here last year or 2 years ago at Lala, and SZA was last year at Lala. So I think they put that into.
Yeah, they're definitely
into it also.
A lot less often.
Yeah.
And then like the weekend, he did 2 days.
I was gonna say if the weekend is pop, is SZA the biggest R&B artist right now?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah. I think she's also kind of pop, but I don't think that's a dirty word. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, no. And Kendrick he's obviously at the top of his game. Real talking his shit kind of vibe with the whole deposition kind of angle. Like, feels real razor sharp. I had no idea they'd be able to do something like that about like the suit that's like kind of actually going. I mean, I guess it's been going on for like 6 months, but like,
I mean, the record label does not care what Drake has to say.
No.
Yeah, that's been pretty apparent. Is it still going on then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's
actually wild.
He's like appealing it, right?
He's like Reese. Yeah, he's appealing. There's a reason he hasn't put any music out.
Yeah, I guess that is fair.
There's a reason he's appealing all these. Yeah, but that was already in the works. But I mean, I guess he has a new album on the way also. But he hasn't. I guarantee he hasn't been making music because the lawsuit and the record label is like, drop this lawsuit or we're not going to put out your music.
That is interesting. I didn't really think about the actual consequences of suing your own label.
Yeah, he's dealing with them.
You bite the hand that feeds you, and then you remember you're signed to a fella who's signed to a fella who said he was signed to that fella.
Yeah. And I guarantee that's why he's telling all these streamers, like, hey, I have an album coming out, and it's awesome. You want to listen to it early? And I think that's why he's going to all these younger streamers to get the younger audience on his side to like, hey, release this music.
It's not.
I think something else. I think he's preparing to pivot. Like I think to streaming. I think he's like full-fledged preparing to
He already does that. He already has a gambling stream with
I
Jake Golden Boy,
I
right?
think he's like legitimately trying to pivot into a full-time stream. I think it is inevitable.
I don't.
I think it's inevitable.
That's too.
No, I don't. I think he's just got an endorsement deal that he's trying to make more money off of because he's not making any off music.
Yeah, that's my point. Like you're just agreeing with me.
Yeah, but he's already had the endorsement though. I don't think he's already had the endorsement.
Yeah.
I don't see it more as he's going full-time streaming. He's just taking advantage of the endorsement. Yeah.
What he's doing.
I feel like he's making music. He's just not releasing it.
I mean, he did make that album earlier this year. Remember the
with Party Next Door.
Yeah. Remember when Drake couldn't sell an album full of fuck songs on Valentine's Day weekend?
Yeah, there's a reason he's called the 6 God.
Yeah.
Everything's a 6 out of 10 at best. Been that way for years. Don't at me, Purvis.
God.
I have no.
If Denzel Curry is hard stuck at 8s, Drake is hard stuck at 6s easily.
Is Denzel stuck at 8?
Yeah, well, this is a running gag with him and Fantano, where they got on like they were in the same spot for something recently, and they actually went through the reviews, and Fantano was like, Denzel, what would you rate your albums then? And he went through and gave ratings for them.
Yeah, they did an interview out in Barcelona.
Yeah.
There's a full-blown article that the newspaper wrote about how amazing Denzel Curry is to see live.
Yeah, dude, that show was fucking great.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So, the Kendrick Lamar SZA concert.
How quickly we get off.
Yeah. So, how did we feel? How was the vibe at the stadium that night? Because we got there. I mean, me, Jeff, and Rachel got there right before the mustard set, and then we just decided to wait in line for merch.
I mean, it was great. Honestly,
yep. I got my merch on.
Oh, mine's in the launch.
Oh, I should have worn mine. Yeah, that's
all right. Very comfortable. I mean, very high quality. Like
it is. It's better than last tours actually. Last tour, I feel like it was sized incorrectly. Like
my biggest complaint on this shirt, it runs big. I'm swimming in a large.
Yeah, no, mine.
The other larges I have fit perfect.
Mine ran big too. Like even in big boy sizes, it was going too big. Like.
Okay, well, it's still a trend then, because that was my issue last tour.
Yeah.
But I'm not shocked.
Yeah.
Schoolboy Q's merch ran big also.
That also just fits his aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, everything was amazing. Like from top to bottom, there's no flaws that. I mean, obviously, we could do the game. Yeah, we could do the game of like, oh, I wish you played this, but like, there was nothing wrong with the song selection. The venue was the same as last week when we talked about the weekend. God bless Soldier Field because
stage setup almost similar. Outside of a cross, it was just a rectangular.
Yeah.
It took me a second to realize it was a PlayStation controller again.
Yeah,
like the Super Bowl.
Yeah. No, it was.
But I mean, do you feel like they were sectioned off intentionally?
What do you mean?
Like the way they were switching back and forth? Because
and I think like Jeff said, I think that was a better structure. Right, like switching off back and forth. Like I think it creates more impact, especially like when you have, especially when you have two artists that are there's just not a disparity there in like how popular they are or their, which percentage of the crowd is coming for who. Like The Weeknd and Playboi Carti, like that's like an opener, like headliner dynamic. This is a co-headlining show, and like I didn't get to see the Watch the Throne tour. So this was my first time kind of seeing this besides the Drake tour. Like the Drake 21 Savage tour did this a little bit.
Oh yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, where
that is big because
21 Savage came out like in the middle and then they did songs together and then there was more.
I will say I enjoyed the transitions though. They actually did a song together. They did 30 for 30 for the first transition.
You forget how many songs they have together.
Yeah,
they do have a lot of songs together.
Yeah, especially when she pulls out what's the one from Control, the song they have together on that one.
Doves in the Wind.
Yeah, Doves in the Wind. That was
Slaps.
yeah. The Doves of the Wind to All the Stars transition was crazy.
It's a really nice touch.
I just want to start with the highlight. The thing I think was the best part of the entire show, the Mad City.
Yep.
Yeah,
I knew it was gonna be the Mad City.
Motown,
That was nuts.
Motown Mad City.
We need a
Studio.
true studio
Yeah.
version of that.
Need it on streaming immediately.
First off, what a ballsy move to know that you have so many bangers that you could take a song with
One of the biggest ones.
one of the biggest ones and turn it into like a slow Motown song. And it worked.
And have it hit.
It worked. That was to me, that was the highlight of the entire show. That was obviously I loved it. Like, I don't think there was a single song that I wanted to see a single song that I expected to see that I didn't get. As a matter of fact, if anything, especially with SZA, I was kind of shocked at how
SZA did everything.
she did so many of her big songs.
Everything.
She did The Weeknd really early, which I really liked. She did Scorsese Baby Daddy, which I did not think she would do. She did what was it? Fucking Go Gina, which another
Kill
one
Bill.
did not think she would do. Kill Bill's like one of her biggest hits though.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Like, you didn't think she was going to.
Yeah, I didn't think. I think the only song I would have really liked, but I really did not think would happen, was Ghost in the Machine, the song she has with Phoebe Bridgers. But yeah, it's such a feature dependent song of an artist that isn't there. I did not expect to see it, so it's like I can't honestly say I'm disappointed. And yeah, Kendrick, Jesus Christ,
I knew almost every word to every song.
like
that second round, like the second time he was performing, just I couldn't even prepare myself because it was just hit after hit after hit. Like, I was just like, dude, can you chill?
that
Like,
humble backseat freestyle Family Tie.
Bro, relax.
All right will never not be that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Hits. He did good credit. That blew
that
my
was
mind.
wild.
I
That
did
was
not think he was going to do good credit.
yeah. I did not think he would do one of the Playboy Cardi songs either. But I don't know. I thought it worked.
Hearing Reincarnated, hearing the sample of a Tupac song in Soldier Field for the first time ever,
dude.
hearing that type of beat
So like we was
in that stadium.
Dude,
Just
so
imagine
good.
if Tupac and Biggie had a tour and they played Soldier Field.
that would be.
Stop
Just imagine.
Stop! I'm
It would
gonna
be
get
this-
sad. I'm gonna
it
get
would
sad.
be-
Don't do
Don't
it.
depress me.
Yeah,
It
don't
would be
even-
this
like,
concept of a
possible.
tour.
No. God. Also, what a strong out the gate section of songs.
Yeah.
With Whacked Out
It
Murals,
does
which I thought was an obvious
going
note
from Squabble Up
to King
to King Kunta.
nuts.
Because I saw the set list beforehand, when I saw they were going back to
Sure
back
did.
with those, I'm like, that is the perfect transition from that song to that.
Squabble Up, King Kuta, The Element, insane.
Element.
Like,
Oh my goodness.
dude, Element was probably the song I wanted to hear the most because I don't think he did it when me and Jasper saw him at Lala.
I think he did.
No.
Did he? Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
I think he did.
Let's see.
All I know is that this first round are all fighting songs.
Yeah.
Like, it's just out the
Yeah.
gate aggression.
Dude, and then he did the entirety of Euphoria. Did not have to do that. All I wanted was Meet the Grams. God damn it, dude, Meet the Grams.
It wouldn't have fit.
No, and you're right. He didn't do Element he did Loyalty as his 10th song. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, so
Which we
Element-
didn't get this time.
Yeah.
We didn't get loyalty. We
Uh,
got love.
what was
but
the
not
song? Yeah, and didn't SZA do the part on Love?
Zakari's part. Yeah, that made me turn to Purvis and say, I wish that we got re-recordings of some of those songs with SZA as the vocal
Yeah,
feature.
I would have loved that. For
Oh
sure.
my god.
He
that
did
was
Element.
beautiful.
Yeah, Element was the second song he did at Lala.
Are we looking at the oh shit, you're right. I didn't even read that part. My bad.
Yeah.
I guess he did do it. It was because he opened with N95.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Which was
yeah.
in his back, like his last little section of songs was N95,
Yeah.
which I thought was
Yeah.
wild. Right. I definitely agree with and anticipated hearing a lot of Damn with this. I feel like Damn and GNX are very similar albums.
Yes.
I feel like they dovetail together for a live show nicely. Obviously, you want stuff from everything. He had stuff going back to Section 80, stuff from Mr. Morale, all this stuff. Very wide diversity, but I liked it. Felt like there was a lot of emphasis on GNX and Damn, which I liked. I thought was perfect, actually. A
lot of emphasis on hate.
Yeah, a lot of emphasis on hate.
Yeah.
Dude,
a lot of emphasis on hate.
He did Poetic Justice.
Dude,
that's funny.
Dude, I wish he would have done that with SZA, because like SZA's Drake's ex-girlfriend, and it's like
and she does the sample part.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he didn't do Poetic Justice last time we saw him.
No.
God, that was wild.
And dude,
then
Money
Trees was one of those.
God.
Money Trees was one of the ones where it was like I was looking around the stadium, like everyone here has sung this song in the car, just like me. Like,
just like me for real.
Wait, time out. This brings me to something hilarious, which is I think there was a divide in the fan base because the two women who were sitting to my right,
they lost their voice immediately, by the way. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, they did. However, yeah, a lot of my videos have them in that. It's unfortunate. But they knew, it's so funny. They knew all of SZA. They knew the words to like almost everything GNX, like songs I don't know the words to. They didn't know Money Trees. They didn't know any like Backseat Freestyle. They didn't know Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. It was wild. I'm like, what am I witnessing right now?
I think I'm gonna make.
I felt bad for the guy next to me because I kept bumping into him every time I was dancing.
Yeah.
No, if the seat wasn't in front of me, I would have been two-stepping.
It's just so funny. It's like
say that
college kids don't know Good Kid, Mad City like that. It seems it's wild. Oh my god,
dude!
Born in 2000, like
that
or later.
It's like they were 13 when it came out. I don't want to think about that. I was old enough to drink when Swimming Pools came out, which he didn't do. You know what? That's probably like the one.
Well, he did the acapella.
Yeah, I feel like that's a stretch. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I think like maybe that. Like, I would have loved like at least like a little bit of Swimming Pools. Like, I get that you have to do cut down versions of most of your songs. Totally fine with that, but yeah, no, I thought this was wild. I thought the stage presentation was insane. I did not put together that they would do the car for both, where it like switches between.
So cool.
Yeah, that was
cool.
That was. And the stage stuff. I would say I think of the three artists we've seen at Soldier Field in the last 2 weeks, I think SZA had by far the best stagecraft.
Yeah,
like, that butterfly moment,
freaky bug lady.
That was very
so much freaky bug shit. Like, she is such a weird girl.
But it's bug summer.
But
last year was Brat summer. This is bug summer.
You did say that. Oh my god.
I did say that. I'm not wrong.
That unfortunately is hilarious. Like,
and we can't forget the transition videos that they had.
Amazing.
Were amazing.
Yeah, those were beautiful.
Everything on the screen. And I love that our angle actually cut it off in a sense where, like, I don't know, it's hard to explain. The way the screen was set up, the middle actually had like a deepening part. Everything was just amazing. It was perfect. Overlaid with the money and power in the background. Crazy.
What amazed me is neither artist had backtracks.
No.
I think SZA had some.
SZA did.
Yeah,
she had a couple, but she did a lot by herself too.
She did.
It's you can definitely tell like her live vocals were so heavy in the mix, which is good. That's ideally what you want, you know. But
Kendrick had no backtracks.
Yeah,
which was
he was out there, dude. And honestly, where was Baby Keem? He could have been here, like,
dude.
That's what I'm saying.
It's because he lost his second phone. That's what it is.
Yeah, he lost his second.
He's like Kevin Gates. He got two phones.
I think this has been my theory for a long time. I think Baby Keem is just one of Kendrick's voices.
I knew you were
kind of just
the alter ego.
I was waiting for it.
I think Kendrick just has a lot of little voices, and like one of them got away and became a man, and that's Baby Keem.
One of them got away.
When you hear
And-
bing, bop, boom, 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 bop, bam, that's the Baby
And
Keem trying to
now-
get back out.
And now because Kendrick is using all of his voices again, like he needed Baby Keem
Absorbed
just-
him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll
literally.
be back, I assume, one day. Who knows? But like
Just
that's
like Kid Boo absorbed him. Just
The more serious the Kendrick album era, the more Baby Keem we get because that's the light side coming out. That's the levity.
That's crazy.
when you think about it, in a way, Baby Keem wrote "Good Kid, Mad City." No, I'm kidding. Like,
Dude, just in the stands at Soldier Field. Here's your accidental Bronson for the day. In the stands at Soldier Field, slonking down hot dogs. There's your 150 grams of protein.
God, I can't believe
I'm
they were
disappointed
handing
we
out
didn't
hot
get-
dogs at a rap concert.
Hey yo,
Hey, Thunder's got to
can't
make their
believe-
money somehow.
I can't believe we didn't get hillbillies like the hillbillies.
Yeah, that would have been. I feel like you need Keem for that. I feel like
Yeah,
that
you
that
do,
is
you
the like family times. I get it. Like
Yeah.
you know,
Kinda
you
get
could
away with
just
it.
those. There's like a beat switch like right when they come on, like it makes sense. But
Yeah.
I feel like hillbillies, you need Keem, and yeah,
all
that
the ad libs and everything.
yeah, and
I'm shocked neither one had a featured artist come out.
No,
No, but
Yeah.
they did a lot of covers. SZA did a lot of covers though.
SZA also brought out her band people, like the guitarists, 2 different
Yeah.
guitarists. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Seen them do their solo, yeah.
The music.
no,
was great.
no.
I am very curious about that actually, because when it comes to live music at a venue of that size, there's always a risk and a challenge around specifically instruments around power issues because of the draw.
Mhm.
And like the Super Bowl, what they do is they'll perform live. They record a new version of all the songs that are going to be played, and then they effectively lip sync or like perform along with it. But that way they don't have to worry about like an outage in front of like 120 million people or whatever. I'm curious if any of that happened for SZA's instrumentation sets or like just instrumentals, because those guys were up there shredding, and like if something goes wrong, it really goes wrong. You know, I'm just very curious.
Now, what I
We'll
would
never
say,
know.
based off of that comment, and I know you're gonna hate to hear this, The Weeknd had even more people out, like with live music, and it sounded amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Maybe they've figured out a solution to it. I don't know.
yeah.
Soldier Field.
I mean, this was all, we're all, for GNX at least, this is almost towards the end of the American US tour.
So they
Is
got it
it?
locked down.
Yeah. Yeah, we're at the bottom, like bottom third,
Okay.
bottom half.
Yeah, because he's been on tour for like almost a month and a half now, right?
Well,
Yeah, I think he had, I think Toronto, and then I forget where else, Maryland. That's it, and then he goes overseas.
Yeah.
2 shows in Toronto.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
He just added more overseas shows.
Yeah, he just added Australia.
Yeah.
It's not surprising.
But yeah,
I do have a question though. Actually,
yes.
how do you feel about ending on Luther and Gloria?
It felt
I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I thought that was perfect.
With it being co-headliners like this, them going back and forth, why not end it with their 2 biggest songs of the year?
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like, you know, also a show like this, it doesn't make sense to do an encore. Like, you never.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Something this big. Yeah, no.
I don't think like, they were bad songs or anything, and I see the artistic vision. So, like, in nowhere am I saying it was bad. I do wish that they would have switched one of them with all the stars. I think if they ended on All the Stars, their biggest song together with the lights, that would have been sick. That's
I
just
think
my
that's
personal-
fair. Yeah,
That's
no,
fair.
I think that's totally fair. I like that All the Stars was like the big middle moment. Like that's just something you
Respect.
always want in like not any kind of show. You want like a big moment in the middle.
Yeah.
And,
Mhm.
I feel like, but you know, Gloria could have been that. Like, so you know, I just think yeah, like having it from their most recent ones to me makes sense. But yeah, I think that's totally fair.
I have a confession.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I like the song. I don't understand the hype around Luther.
Luther,
Like,
really?
I think it's a beautiful song, but like you look at the numbers, and I know numbers aren't everything, but 973 million streams. The next up is TV Off with 586. It's like, what about it has this
That makes
draw?
it so good.
Radio appeal.
It's like really pretty. It's really pretty. But
Radio
it's like,
appeal.
it just doesn't.
Yeah,
I don't know.
normie appeal. Like that's the thing, right?
I
Like,
It would be
guess.
radio appeal.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's
Luther,
fair-
you're not just as the radio guy. With Luther, you're not just playing on hip hop stations. You're playing it on Top 40. You're playing it on Hot AC. You're playing it on just regular AC. You're getting so much more traction with that song.
That's fair. Yeah.
I also feel like that R&B kind of flavor is just like way more approachable for people who are like, my mom likes Luther. Like my mom, it's,
you have to love that.
Dude, I fucking love Luther Vandross. Like
they were playing his music before between DJ Mustard and they came on, and I was just like, oh, this is heaven.
Yeah, it was nice. Oh, one thing we also didn't get that I would have loved to see live, and maybe one day we will, is the beat switch half of DNA.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. That would have been sick. Yeah, and so I mean,
I think he'll end up. We'll see him again in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, no, I definitely think he'll be back. Like I think the next time he has a big album, which who knows when that will be.
But
I actually think he might do an anniversary tour.
Maybe.
I'm not opposed to that.
Maybe, who knows? I mean, this year was the 10-year for To Pimp a Butterfly.
Well, I think if he does, it would be what, DNA.
Damn, but he's not going to do another.
Damn. Well, I'm just saying that because I see him after he's done with GNX re-recording his albums and re-releasing them under PG Lang.
I feel like that's such a non-Kendrick move to like re-release something.
Yeah,
but then he owns those music rights and he gains all the money from that.
But Kendrick's been very open about how he didn't feel like he got a bad deal from Top. So I know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. So
now that he's not with them, he doesn't get all that streaming.
But wouldn't the actual, does he own? He may not own the masters, but does he own the song itself, like the intellectual property that is the song? Because if you re-record something and it's technically owned by TDE,
I think he doesn't own the master, but he owns the song.
Interesting.
I don't know. I just don't.
Because they're like, I was reading into it because like when he did the halftime show, that's why it was mostly GNX, because the streams on, if he played anything post or pre GNX, he didn't want that stuff blowing up.
Yeah, I'll believe that when he says it. To keep it real with you, like I to me that just sounds like very conspiratorial, like and not.
I believe he has actually said that.
I don't think he has. Like if you get me the interview, I'll believe you. But until then,
I'll go back because when he was doing this, I'll look back at it.
Yeah, I don't.
Watch, it's going to be the interview with Timothée Chalamet.
I would say I would want
to.
I don't think it would be a 10-year anniversary for them. It would be a 15-year anniversary for Good Kid, Mad City. And
Facts.
Yeah.
Mass hallucination, baby.
Yeah.
That's a tour name right there.
That is.
I'm down, and I'll be there.
But yeah, needless to say, I'll be. No matter when Kendrick Lamar comes back, I'll be here. Like,
I've got 4 times. I need him. He's tied with Kanye. I need to see him a 5th to pass Kanye.
Someone has to pass Kanye.
I was gonna say Kanye is my most seen too at 4, and we need to change that.
Yeah,
I have Kanye at 4. I have Kendrick at 4.
I need Kid Cudi to tour again.
Isn't Don Toliver like at 3? Like,
hold on, time out. Yeah, 3. Don Toliver for 3, and they were like all within a year.
Yeah. That happened to me too. It was
Have you been donned? You may be entitled to financial compensation.
Dude, I've been donned. I've been 21.
Wait.
Yeah, 21.
Hold on.
21 like 3 times. Like
Time out. Lovesick tour. He came on at. I saw him Travis. At Juice WRLD Day. He came on at Travis, and he came on at Summersmith. I've seen Don Toliver 4 times. Fuck, I have to update my list.
No.
I'm trying to tell you,
he won't go away.
Were you dragged to the after party against your will? You may be entitled to financial compensation.
Look, I will never be sad about more Don.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Should we?
Do we want to move on to recommendations? Call it a day.
Yeah.
Needless to say, the Kendrick Lamar Grand National Tour, real good.
If you haven't seen him yet,
go.
You got to see him.
Yeah,
it's a good show. Should we? Or I'll open up. Because I'm going to do the same thing I did last week.
I would like to go last.
Okay. I'm just going to do songs I wish I heard. High Power would have hit.
Oh,
so hard.
Fuck yeah, you're right.
So hard. So that's my first.
The only song he did off Section 80 was kind of maybe somewhat of a freestyle of ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did
So,
like yeah, I think that's exactly right.
I think High Power would have been the obvious pick from Section 80.
No, I agree with you. I like that.
I'll go next. So I'm going with a song off the new Turnstile album, Dreaming. It has trumpets. It is great. It shows Turnstile's range. It is great.
But I still have to listen. I will be listening. So.
Yeah. No, it's quite the album. I'm also gonna be recommending a song from the album, but not that one.
I figured it wouldn't be this one.
No, I like that song. That's a top 3 song on the album, but yes, I knew that one was your favorite, so I left it. Jasper?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been deep diving an artist I really want us to cover at some point because I'm a fan, and it's like a little left of what we might cover. But if we've been going more R&B lately, it's definitely something that intersects hip hop and R&B, early '90s flavor, and that's PM Dawn. The song I want is Beyond Infinite Affections off their Bliss album. And this is a hell of a group. Like, this is something where if you don't know, you should know generally. And like, I think we should definitely do a deep dive and put ourselves and also like the audience onto this. It's really something special.
I'm down.
Interesting.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in on that. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. My recommendation is also from the new Turnstile album. I'm picking Light Design.
Good song.
Yeah, it goes so fucking hard. It sounds like an acid washed song off the Tony Hawk Pro Skater soundtrack.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is so. Yeah, it's like Kids See Ghost mixed with Tony Hawk Pro Skater. That's how I would describe it. Yeah, no, the insane range on this album. Like, I totally agree with that. Like, this one is one of the more left field ones, I think, but I think it absolutely fucking works. And it's easily one of my favorite songs off the album. So, Turnstile, Light Design.
All right. I did one Kendrick song that I wanted to hear. I wanted to do a SZA song and didn't realize she played her whole discography. So I'm gonna do a feature. I wish we got Telekinesis. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, her feature on Telekinesis is one of the best features of the last few years.
It's amazing.
Every time I think like when that feature hits, that's what Ascending to Godhood sounds like. It's either that or the transition to Baptized in Fear and Open Hearts.
Whew. So good.
My next one is gonna be a old Killer Mike song with LP before they were Run the Jewels. It's a Butane Champions Anthem.
I love that song.
It was foreshadowing into the group.
Yeah, it was from dude, we gotta do rap music. I love rap music. That is such a good album. It's the album immediately pre Run the Jewels. It's Killer Mike produced by LP. It's very good.
Yep.
All right, Jasper.
I'm also going to go do a Turnstile song. I listened to this album for the first time while I was furiously gardening this weekend, trying to get my garden in order because I had surgery and then I was out of town and my garden was overgrown. And this album made me take a mower to an entire bed of plants because I didn't want to deal with the fucking 50 million weeds that were growing there.
Good. It sounds like it fulfilled its purpose.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good thing.
Yeah, and then I dug up a bunch of hostas in a fit of rage and listed them on Facebook Marketplace and made a shit ton of money, actually, which is kind of wild.
That's good.
Mission accomplished. It's a
But
W.
Look Out For Me. Such a good song.
That's
I
very,
love,
very
dude, the like reverb guitar loop in the background, the whole time is just such an earworm for me. That's like that scratches the good like auditory processing itch of like I pick a thing in a song and I listen to that thing every time. Yeah. Oh my god, so good.
So how many of us are going to be at Turnstile?
Us
four.
Plus Isaac, at least.
Yeah, dude.
And Rachel?
No.
Mandatory.
No, I owe Isaac a ticket. I have to
Vanessa but yeah.
Dude, have Vanessa listen to Glow On in this album. It would be...
Dude, the new merch goes hard, too.
Yeah.
The new merch.
I like
I know.
No, it's wild. All right, for my last song, it's a song that came across my shuffle, and considering current events, I think it is the most appropriate song for us to go out on.
Rage Against the Machine.
Rage Against the Machine. Sleep
There it
Now
is.
in the Fire. Off the album, The Battle
go.
for LA.
Let's
You know what we're here
go.
for.
Fuck yeah.
Like, is there a better? Seriously, if you're gonna listen to one album this week, listen to The Battle for LA. It is a little
We knew it was
prescient.
coming.
So like,
The
We knew it was
the only thing that could go up there with that is like anything Public Enemy from like 1995 to 2004.
yeah, or NWA.
True, yeah. Just
Yeah, go
Bush
Bush.
Bush era Public Enemy though is like that's like a specific
I like Public Enemy. They're just East Coast.
fact.
Yeah, like
They really had something to sing and rap about. So
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Holy
hell
God.
yeah.
So, oh, who knows? Maybe after this summer we'll get some really good ass protest bars. Like,
I was gonna say, we'll see you at the protest.
It's gonna be from you, Brandon. You're gonna be the one that writes them.
I have a question that
Can
regrettably
this be recorded?
no, I'm gonna no, I can record it. Like
Okay.
I think it's gonna be our big open-end question for next week, and it's like, is FDT the last good protest hip hop song? YG's
Sure.
FDT.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's think
So
about that.
take a week. Think about it. Is This Is America better? Who knows? Like
Let's all
anyway.
figure it out.
Next thing you know, Kendrick drops a song.
Yeah. Call the president a pedophile. My life. All right, guys. See you. Like, subscribe. Hope America's around next week. Bye.